Hey, what's up guys? My name is Logan August and this is Scott Deppen. Today we're gonna do a 5 to 8 minute video vlog, and today we're gonna touch on the stresses of life and how fitness has basically not only helped us during that time, but during these stressful times that we've gone through, it's actually when we're done with that stressful situation or that circumstance that we're going through, I came out better than I was when I started. And even for you, I got to experience some of yours, and I don't think people realize that you can get better in some of the darkest moments in your life. I'll just kind of start with mine and then we'll go into yours, but over the past 2 years, you know, I've been dealing with going in and out of court and dealing with just some bad mistakes that I made in the past, and God really put it on my heart during that time. He's like, you cannot stop taking care of yourself physically. You cannot stop being the leader of your family as a fitness and health guy, and on top of it, I was doing it for a living, and it took everything in my being to show up I go to a third-party gym sometimes, to show up at that third-party gym and put on my headphones and just go to town and work out. And one thing that I realized for me at the end of it, Scott, was I would not want to go to the gym at the beginning, but by the end of it, I was mentally just clearer than I'd ever been. I was more motivated at the end of that hour and a half session that I did at the gym than I'd ever been. And I was ready to go on and encourage my wife during that day, to encourage my children and go to church and be an encouragement to other people and be around my clients. But it was because I had to take that time to sweat and to get the endorphins. And at the end of all of my court proceedings and everything like that, I was not only physically better than I'd ever been, but that time that I'd taken, I was doing an hour of cardio every single day where I just sat on the stair stepper and I would watch these sermons from Stephen Furtick. Are you familiar with Elevation Church and the sermons? Yeah. Amazing. If you guys are looking for something to mentally lift you up, I challenge you guys, take the time out, give it the 50 minutes that it takes to watch one of his sermons, and it's truly amazing. It'll change your life. But I would literally sit on the stair stepper, dripping sweat for over an hour, and I would listen to these sermons, man, and I'd be almost crying in some of them, or just completely lifted up and motivated. But I knew after I was done with all my court proceedings and everything that God had specifically had me do that for a reason. And I remember doing it at the time and not knowing. You know what I mean? And what about you? Like, same thing. Have you? I mean, I know I watched you through injury, trying to come back from a major shoulder injury and the stresses that you were going through.
Yeah. So I think one of my biggest stresses was being told after I had surgery that I would be able to go back to the fire service, and then when it sets in, it's depression. First thing, boom. And then what comes with depression? Eating. And I think with me is that I was eating, maybe drinking too many beers, and the weight pile on. And that brought me down to where I had no confidence. I didn't have the confidence just to go outside because I did not feel comfortable in my own skin. And I think when I first started, it got a little hard because I was like, wow, I am super out of shape. The more I did it, the more confidence I had. And of course, the depression goes away because I'm confident. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting in shape. And I think at the end, at the 6-month program, I just couldn't believe I was in better shape than I ever was. Even being in the fire service for 2 years, and I felt comfortable in my skin. I felt confident that I could get back to the job and actually do my job better than I ever did, just because I just took that step and did the program. And
how did routine come into it? Because one of the things I want to bring up is you could have the best possible day ever, like, you know, where everything's going right, whether it's financially or this or that, and you're on cloud 9, and you're ending your day, and then all of a sudden you wake up that next morning and that same fire that you had the day before is completely gone. And so I bring up routine because routine helps you start to implement the things that made you successful from the get-go, right? So if you have a routine, like, hey, tomorrow's arm day and I'm going to do my arms tomorrow and I'm doing my cardio, and so what it does is it, by default, you're setting yourself up for success. How did that routine help you?
Well, for me it's easy because I'm a goal setter. And when I have somebody on my app saying, this is what you're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
like, I'm gonna complete all that.
I have to do this. That's my goal for the week. And if I don't, someone's gonna call me or text me and say, hey, what's going on? So right then and there, just sets a goal, and it helps me stay in that routine. If there's anything else, whether it's doing something around the house or something, I know for sure that I'm gonna get that workout in because it's part of my
And you feel like you've accomplished something.
Oh, every time you push check in, I'm just like, I feel great,
I made it to
I'm
the
good.
gym.
Yeah, super happy.
That's cool. And so my next thing is I don't think people realize, but my most, and I revert back to watching Arnold Schwarzenegger and Pumping Iron. You know, it was one of my favorite videos growing up, but I can't repeat what he says, but there's one feeling that when you work out, like you just get this euphoric feeling, and it's the release of endorphins throughout your body, and it's almost like a euphoric, like, I don't want to say high, but like you don't feel that anywhere else except when you're done working out. And just for me, accomplishing and finishing these workouts turns that depression or that doubt that I have at the beginning of the day into just complete, like I'm motivated, I can accomplish this and I can get this done. But like I said, it reverts back to having a routine and having a plan in place. Don't be stupid. If you don't have a plan, you're not gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's huge. So my next thing and my last thing that I want to talk about is how do we tie all those things together, and how do we then replicate it in our life in every other area. And so I want to touch back on routine. And routine for me is being able to do something every single day that is not unrealistic and that is not too easy.
Right.
So right in the middle, and it's something that I'm gonna do no matter what. So I always look at, hey, what's the ideal time? And what's the ideal amount of work that I can do that I feel accomplished, but I'm not feeling beat down. And then I apply those same concepts like you have from working out, and I apply those same concepts to my marriage, to my spiritual life at church. I apply it to my life with my children, and I set things into a routine, and I set them into obtainable goals that I know I can make as a husband, and that I know that if I keep doing them over a consistent period of time, I'm going to be better and more successful than I've ever been. So like I said, I started out 2 or 3 years ago dealing with the most stressful thing I've ever dealt with in my life, which was going through court proceedings and possible prison time, to by the end of it, I was physically fit, and God had grace and mercy on me, and I didn't go to prison, and I'm here able to encourage people. That was because God helped me to implement routine and fitness back into my life. So that's, if anybody gets anything from this, you've got to do that no matter where you're at. If you're a mom that's struggling with postpartum depression, if you're a dad that's struggling with weight gain and working out, or just bad circumstances. I've talked to like 3 people this week that have lost family members, and they are down and out, and they are completely just depressed and saddened by the loss of their family members. But the thing is we're not allowed to give up on life, and we have to continue to be successful for the other people who are around in our lives. So, I mean, anything on that?
I just think from being in that routine, and yes, it's working out, and people are like, well, you're just on fitness now. It's like, no, working out helped me jumpstart the motivation to anything that, like you said, you can add it to any part of your marriage, church, just being around people, business. Yeah, I mean, I was in sales, and I think as soon as I started getting in shape, I think I stood up straight, I was more confident in every work that I did, and now going through like EMT training and stuff, it's just like I'm not nervous about it because of what I've learned from working out and being in routine. It builds up.
When I think you know what you're capable of.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think, and it's just sad, but nowadays people aren't aware of the capabilities. They don't know that they can push through a lot of pain, or they can push through being tired or being overwhelmed with work, but yet still get something done. And then that's going to be huge. So I hope you guys like this. If you guys like this, please share it, like it, and just continue to follow us as we go. Shoot comments down below of what else you would like us to talk about. We're 2 real dudes. I'm a husband. I'm a dad of, like, I got like 12 kids, and I work all the time, so I'm normal just like everybody else. But one thing I've done has been able to put God first and then put health and wellness in there as well. And I've tied them all together. And I'm kind of like, I'm your friend, but I'm also, you're watching me as I go through this, because one day you're gonna have kids, and you're newly married, you know what I mean? And so it's cool because we're just normal guys. We're going through everything that you're going through, and we just want to share a little bit of what helps us be successful, which we all need it sometimes. So.
Yep.
Yeah.